I can't believe it's been 11 years already, so this is the 11th year for me. I think I've prided myself on the fact that the numbers on the back of the uniforms just change, and we just continue to have good players and guys that care about winning. And I don't think this group's any different than any other group we've ever had. We have the potential to have a very good team. Really worked hard on our chemistry, trying to get them to play a little bit better together, like each other a little bit more, and handling adversity, making sure that we handle the rough times during games. I thought last year at times we were consistently inconsistent, and we really have worked hard on trying to be a little bit more stable. And we're going to do that with some younger point guards, which is always interesting, but I think they're ready for the task. Very difficult early schedule, a lot of high majors in that early schedule, and then we get to play at home, so if we weather the storm early, we feel like we can have a very good year.
Questions from the media?
Reggie, last year was so many ups and downs, both for you and for the team. How much did you take from the downtime and some of the problem? I mean, there was really some low points in the season last year, and have come into this season to bring it back to where you were, especially after the loss to Western Michigan in the MAC tournament.
Yeah, being out for a few games last year, you really got to sit on the sideline and just recognize like what coach is talking about when he points stuff out to the players, and you can get a perspective of the game outside of playing. And I mean, it helps this year. I mean, you also know you just don't take anything for granted, and bringing it into this year is just anytime you're out on the court, go 110%. I mean, you don't know what could happen next. I mean, I got sick, and no one could predict that. So just play hard no matter what.
Tree, what's the pressure level for you this year? It seemed really up there last year. How has it changed? Has it changed at all? No?
I feel like I'm more relaxed than I was last year. I feel like I'm better as a leader. My patience level is at an all-time high. I have more patience, and just my understanding of basketball has just improved a lot, and the game is just slowing down. And I know what we have to do to win here, so just everything is just better.
Hey, can you talk about the journey? I mean, I remember when you signed to play here, there was I remember Coach smiling and saying that he thought it might be an interesting 4 years. Has it been?
Yeah, it's been a very interesting 4 years, man. Just my whole life has been interesting. Just to be at this point, I'm proud and I'm real happy to be here. It's been from me being the knucklehead freshman that I came in here as to me growing up and becoming the man that I am today. I mean, I'm proud of myself.
Keith, can you talk a little bit about the state of you guys post-play? I know last year, certainly with Big Dog, and then Pat was a work in progress throughout the year. Talk about where that is going into this year for this team.
First off, I had to laugh at the first question. Please don't take this the wrong way, but the relativity of it all, the struggles, the ups and downs. Thank God our strugglers are 21-13 and 12-6 in the league. I mean, sometimes I think people take that for granted, and I certainly don't take that personally. I take that as a compliment, but I chuckle when I hear it sometimes because if you check the history of this school, there hasn't been a lot of 21-13s. How's that? So anyway, what was that question?
Just about the state of you guys post-play going into this year, certainly the work in progress that last season with Isaiah and with Pat both.
Well, I think those guys are good players. Pat Forsythe's had a very, very good summer and fall. He's a guy that really has a lot of ability, just has to believe in himself and then not let bad plays affect him. Big Dog really was coming on pretty strongly, was under 300 pounds, which is a good deal for him. And then he broke his wrist, so that's a concern right now. We're a little bit pedestrian, a little bit more like everybody else without him. We're bigger and stronger than most people in this league with him. And so, when you break a right wrist and you break the navicular bone, you just don't know how's that gonna play out. But we have some goals for him. We'd like to get him under 285 pounds by February. And if we get them under 285, I think, our post guys are good players. That wasn't our problem last year, really. They weren't Zeke Marshall, but they were good enough to win with. That's for sure.
2 weeks ago, you said there was one spot on his wrist that hadn't healed fully. How far along is he right now? Is he running, conditioning? And how soon do you expect him back to be able to play?
He's conditioning now. He's had a good week of conditioning. He goes to the doctor tomorrow, so we'll know where he's at tomorrow. Hopefully he'll get cleared tomorrow, and then, I'm sure it's going to take 7, 10, 14 days to get him in shooting shape with that right hand, which I guess he's so big he really only has to shoot it from 1 foot and in. But, I mean, the good thing about him, he's got good knowledge of the game. He's got a good feel for the game. He can pass the ball. He's such a huge body that, he can really be an impact guy if we can get him in shape and get that wrist healed. And if not, we have to play a little bit smaller. We'll have to adjust a little bit because really the only real big guy we have then is Pat. And, other than Pat, I guess Quan Cheatham's 6'9", but I kind of view him more as a perimeter kind of big guy. So he's still a puppy. He's only 18 years old. So just a little bit small for my liking, but we'll make do with what we have. And hopefully he'll be back sooner than later.
Coach, you lost Quincy Diggs. He was a very valuable piece to the team last year. Made a lot of big plays on the offensive and defensive end late in the game. Who do you feel is going to step up in those situations this year?
Well, we lost some talented guys. I mean, when you figure you lost Diggs and Harney, those are two talented guys, but we feel like we're going to do it a little bit better together, play a little bit better together, play a little bit smarter, figure out where our bread's buttered, and then, play a little bit tougher defensively at times. And so we feel like we can offset that. A lot of times it's not about the individual talent. It's not an individual sport. It's how it all fits together. And it's such a fine line between winning and losing. We had inconsistencies, and partly because we were inconsistent every single day in practice. And I feel like that we've kind of cured a lot of those problems this year. If we're going to be inconsistent, it's not going to be from a lack of trying this year.
Did that inconsistency come from chemistry issues?
The question was, did the inconsistency come from chemistry issues? I think part of the chemistry issues are we had guys playing out of position. We had a guy that was basically a wing player playing point guard most of the year, and we can sit here and fool ourselves, but we weren't playing with Alex Abreu at the point last year. We were playing with somebody not quite as consistent and probably not as good a knowledge of that particular position most of the year. So you can't fool your team. Your team kind of knows it, and the coaches know it. So we did the best we could with our situation, and had we just been a little bit tighter knit, we probably would have won the thing again. So we were in position to win it, and we just fell a little short.
How confident are you in the point position right now?
I like the guys playing it. I think the point position is in good hands. They're just young, and they're not finished products in the sense that physically they're not all the way there yet, but they're going to try like crazy, I'll tell you that. And they got good minds, and they've got good leadership ability, and I think they're both confident guys.
DG, the loss of Coach Peters is still fresh in the minds and all of us here. Can you talk about what he has meant to you and what he has meant to Akron basketball?
Pete was very huge in our program. I mean, very, very, like, they said he was a very, like teacher. He was almost a teacher. Like, I still got one of Pete's Bibles that he gave us, and he always would be in my heart. He was a great man. It just, in my times of down, he always lifted me up. So he the one that kept me through the season to stay positive. Pete played a huge role.
True, you guys have 8 players back, 3 starters back. Can you just talk about the continuity within the group of the guys who are returning and the familiarity and the comfort level there between you guys?
I feel like our chemistry this year is 1,000 times better. I feel like we all know what our roles are this year and where we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to do. So I feel like that will show a lot on the floor. We had 2 point guards this year that are getting us in the right positions and things on the floor. So we should be a lot better as far as that. I don't feel like chemistry will be our issue this year at all.
Tree, each year your numbers have gotten better. Each year your profile on the team and the program has gotten larger. You got a taste of postseason honors last year, and now this year your first team in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about what your expectations are, not so much from a point of view of numbers, but from leadership and from living up to that billing as one of the league's best players?
My expectations are to win a championship as usual, to help better myself and my teammates each and every day, to keep progressing these young guys that are up under me, so they can take on the program after I leave here and keep this thing going and just win every day and just get better. That's all we need to do.
DG, with each season, you've gotten more playing time. This season, you're going to be one of 3 seniors on the team and obviously play a bigger role. How have you prepared for yourself for that situation?
Same. Oh, I'm trying to find the word for it. I follow the same roles. Yeah, the roles of my team. I build off of them. I just try to come with energy and enthusiasm as much as I can every day. They need it, and then leadership, to help the young guys come through. They need it, especially them being young point guards. And that's our main. That was our main thing last year. The point guard position. So I just try to be as much as a teacher to them as possible.